Coming to you live from St. Louis, Missouri.
It's the FasterFreedom Show.
With your hosts, Sam Prim and Lucas Whoa!
We talking about freedom?
Hi, Lucas. How are you?
What up, Mr. Prem?
How was your trip?
It was excellent.
Good. Before we get into that, LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I used to think it was a little bit closer than it is. I still think it's pretty close, but I would say it's maybe a little bit more space. I used to think it was 55-45. Now I think it's 60-40. LeBron's better than Michael. What do you think?
I disagree.
You do this? Do you honestly disagree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he's had a better career.
How do you? What would you put it? Like 64 doesn't mean, but you get what I'm saying.
I think.
How close do you think it is?
As far as playing basketball and winning a game and maximum output of yourself in that game, I would put it at 60-40 the other way probably.
Okay. So
maybe more.
Maybe more. So I think there's 4 reasons why LeBron's better.
Tell
Ready?
me. Tell me.
Number 1 is statistically he's a better basketball player when you look at
Tell
just
me
the
about
stats.
those statistics.
I don't
Sam.
have a ton of them.
Big
He's
stat
just
guy over here.
He's scored 8,000 more points. He has 5,000 more rebounds, and he has double the amount of assists. And he hasn't played double the amount of games. So I feel like statistically, stats are part of sports. That there's a reason we track them. They don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I think he's statistically a better basketball player. You can't. You don't argue that one, do you? Or do you?
Well, if someone played until they're 70 years old and averaged 10 points a game every year, and they'd have more points than LeBron, they would be a better basketball player than LeBron.
Potentially, yeah, if they could play in the NBA at 70.
Absolutely not.
So there's my point. Michael in his 15th year averaged 20 points. LeBron's 15th year, he averaged 28, 9, and 9.
That's very good. So
Michael,
was in their 15th year, he was better.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And then in his first 5-6 years, he was probably better too.
No, not even.
Michael couldn't even make it to the finals in his first 6 or 7 years. LeBron could at least do that. Michael couldn't take his team to the finals. He wasn't good enough to take a poor team to the finals, but LeBron was.
Well, he had long playoff runs, and whether it's the finals or long playoff runs, he came up against better teams than LeBron James lost against.
Because he wasn't good enough to beat them.
Of course, neither was LeBron good enough to beat the best teams.
To get to the finals, yeah.
That doesn't count for anything to get to the finals.
So losing in the first round is better than losing in the finals.
No, but there's no difference.
There's no difference.
There is no difference.
There's no difference.
You either win it or you don't.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So you either win it or you don't. That's the only measurement.
To me,
Bill Russell's way better than Michael Jordan. Bill Russell won 11 times.
I think
he's the best player. He's twice as good as Michael Jordan.
I think.
If that's all we're worried about, if you win it or not.
That's not what we're all worried about.
I'm worried about.
That's one of the things, though, that we look at,
huge
right?
Thing.
Yeah, and he has more championships. So I'm not talking about the playoff runs. Who has more championships?
Bill Russell.
Okay, so Bill Russell's better than LeBron James.
And Michael Jordan, if we're going by your...
That's just one of the many pieces to this puzzle.
Correct.
And it's a big piece.
It is. It's a huge piece, but so is longevity.
So all I'm saying is you take the 6... and then everything besides the 6 doesn't matter to me. In LeBron, you take the 4, and everything besides that doesn't matter to me.
So how I look at it, it's the simple stat that I bring up every time I have this argument. When LeBron James was with the Cavaliers the first time before he left, his last year they won 62 games.
Yeah.
When he left, they won 17 games. When Michael Jordan was with the Bulls, they won 57 games. When he left the next year, they won 55 games. You cannot be the best player ever if your team without you wins 2 more games. It just doesn't compute. When LeBron leaves, they go from championship to lottery. When Michael leaves, they go from championship to 1 game from the championship.
It was just Michael that left.
Yes.
Right? I don't believe it was just LeBron that left. And they got a decent replacement, not Michael Jordan level, but a good replacement, 20-point game of score level.
Who was it?
I don't remember the name, but I remember I looked that up last time.
Well, so that is part of it.
And when LeBron left, I don't know the exact stats, but when LeBron left a better team, they didn't go to 17 wins. There was just that initial Cavs team, which was not good. That Cavs team was not good.
And LeBron took them to the most of their
props.
Yes.
Yeah, great job.
So getting to the finals. Let's look at Michael Jordan's first finals team. Ready? You know who was on his first finals team? It was I have it somewhere. Right, ready? LeBron James' first final team was LeBron James.
You should be looking at the first championship team, not the first final, which would be the same for Jordan.
Zerdanis Ilgauskas,
Okay.
Drew Gooden,
Stud.
Larry Hughes,
KU. Stud. St. Louis. CBC. Represent.
Eric Snow.
Eric Snow was a gangster. Philadelphia 76ers were side by side. AI took them to the finals too.
Michael Jordan, John Paxton, Horace Grant, Scottie
You're
Pippen.
putting John Paxton up like he's
better than
amazing.
Larry Hughes and Eric Snow.
Just because they're in a documentary doesn't make them like amazing basketball players.
Well, wasn't Horace a Hall of Famer too? Or?
No,
Oh.
no.
You think Horace Grant's better than? You think Larry Hughes better than Horace Grant?
Yeah, probably. Different. I mean, forward and guard.
Yes. Look at all the spam up there. Okay, so longevity.
Longevity LeBron is amazing. What he's doing in year 20 is unlike anything I've ever seen.
That's a huge piece.
I agree.
In year 21, LeBron has had more points than every other player in NBA history in year 21 combined.
It's amazing what he's done.
He's averaging 25.
Like 7-7 probably. Yeah, amazing.
And his 21st year.
Yeah.
So I just
be 40 this year
and
at the end of the year.
What's up, Ginger? How you doing? So it's you have to admit that part of, because I can remove myself when you're not yelling at me or I'm not yelling at you. You have to admit that part of Michael's greatness is like the aura and like the brand that was built around Nike, because you just saw when Michael Jordan hit 30,000 points, they stopped the game. He gave a speech and they gave him a huge award. When LeBron James hit 40,000 points, he waved and that was it. Like they like the mythical.
You would think they would do a little more than that. I thought they would do a
That's
little more.
my point.
I turned it on to watch.
And they didn't do anything.
Yeah,
and Jordan hit 30,000. That had been done like 5 times prior, and they like acted like he just landed on the moon and cured cancer.
Same with Kobe too.
Yeah. So like
I don't know if it was 30 or when he passed. What did they? I think it's more important when you pass that person. When like Kobe passed Jordan, it was a big deal, and when he passed Kareem, I think they made a big deal about it too.
They did, but my point, like 30,000 wasn't a big deal. But my point is, they make it seem like Michael, like everything he did, was he never missed a shot.
He's earned a lot of that too, though, and I think
LeBron.
him signing to Nike, like if he wasn't as great as he was in the 90s, Jordan wouldn't be a thing.
Well, he
earned that by having that 10-year stretch.
I looked at his rookie year, he did like really good. Michael, he had like 27, 28
and
points.
Broke his foot.
And then he broke his foot.
Or leg or something.
Yeah, and then that next year he played 17 games. But then
that's the year he broke his foot.
But then the next year
is when he came back.
When he came back with a broken foot, he averaged like 37 or something insane. So he hit the league going. I bet he bulked up a little bit or whatever, got a little stronger. But well, the only reason we talked about this I get so visceral about LeBron is because people are so dismissive of his greatness and they act like
Why do you think that is?
Because they're just like, everybody thinks everything's better back in the day. It's like everybody thinks that things are better than they actually were. Like you're like revisionist history kind of thing. You think he never missed a shot. I mean, he obviously knows he missed a ton of shots. LeBron's actual clutch stats are as good or better than Jordan. And everybody acts like LeBron's horrible in the clutch and Jordan's better. So I think most of that's revisionist history.
Yeah.
And you want to say that I watched the greatest ever when I was younger.
I think that's it. I think people want to hold on to Michael Jordan because they maybe were a part of it a little more for one way or another. And then the other part of it is I think the team jumping thing does rub people the wrong way for
I could see
for
that.
LeBron.
And I think I love it. The players have more control because of LeBron, because of his mobility and what people can jump around and make more
what
money.
He's done for basketball
and the players and how much money
and like humanity is amazing.
And I don't love some of LeBron James off court like political stuff and his flopping. I hate all that, but I can compartmentalize some of that. I love some of the off court stuff he's done.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the worst flopper in the world.
No, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And everybody in the league flops. I don't know one person that doesn't. I still believe that if Michael Jordan played today, he would maybe not flop as well, he would do flopping too. It's just part of the league.
Yeah, and I think he's obviously tough. He's 39 years old. Like I'm 36. I can't imagine my body
you wouldn't get up
going through an NBA possession, much less a game and much less an entire season. Well, obviously LeBron doesn't do entire seasons. We know that.
Well,
but
I mean, nobody does.
Well, Jordan did it 9 times.
Well, yeah, but Jordan did it 9 times because he retired twice. He had the energy to do it.
Right. So would you
rather take whole years off or just take an extra 5 games off and play that year? You'd rather take an extra 5
Depends
games.
what wins the ship, bro.
Yeah, win the ship because Steve Kerr hit a shot, not because he hit a shot.
Well, he's won plenty because his people,
Ow.
Kyrie
They
and Ray
both
Allen,
have.
he has
But
2 because
I
his
think-
teammates hit a shot.
I think Michael played with better players, but I think that's pretty even. Like they both play with
you
really
think
good players.
Michael really played with better players?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Well, Scottie Pippen's top 50 player ever. He's probably better than Dwayne Wade.
Scottie Pippen's a good player? I wouldn't say
They're
that.
pretty damn close.
I wouldn't say that.
And
Very
then-
different.
And you don't. I guess you're right. I mean, David Blatt and Phil Jackson, equal amount of good coaches. Yeah, Michael didn't have a good coach or anything to help him.
Jordan had better coaches for sure.
And that
obviously.
coaches make a difference.
They
in
do. I mean,
professional
less
sport.
in the NBA than they do in like college, but
and
still a difference.
way less than professional football. I agree. Professional football, like coaches and quarterbacks make the whole thing. In NBA, coaches aren't near as impactful.
Correct. But it still matters.
But you go into a series, Phil Jackson versus David Blatt
Yeah.
or something like that, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Even though I like Ty Lue versus Phil Jackson's a little different.
It is. I don't think LeBron ever lost to Phil per se, but still, you're just saying to have that on your
having the
team,
best
for
coach in the
sure.
world on
Yeah.
next to you before a
But
game.
we didn't even know he's the best coach in the world. Jordan
He
helped
won
make
6
him.
with him. Yeah, but
Yeah,
he
that
won
was
it
his
without
first
Jordan
ever.
too.
I mean, after because
Yeah.
he had Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. I mean, did Kobe win much without Phil?
No, and
That's-
vice versa. They
yeah,
could go
no, I-
both ways.
yeah.
You know.
I just know that Michael scored a lot and couldn't make it to the finals. He got a coach, he got some players, and figured out and put his
Figured out how
ego
to
down.
win. Yeah. Figured
Mhm.
out how to play team ball. And same thing with LeBron.
And another part about it, the team player, like LeBron, the fact that he gets his other players so involved, and he averages a lot more assists, like double the assists. LeBron's
It's not double. I got the
it's
notes right here.
Michael Jordan has 5,600 assists. LeBron James has
Total. You're talking about longevity, which is great, but average per game, it's
About 2 more.
5.3 or 7.3. Yeah.
so 2 more. So that's So I mean that's a lot.
Yeah, and Jordan averaged 3 more points, so that would be
Not quite even.
Yeah.
A bucket versus 2 buckets.
that's
but
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think what was I gonna say with that? I think that's also been part of a little bit of the
Look at my ginger.
yes.
See,
St. Louis does-
karma night. It can't be all the way. I was kidding earlier. It's like probably 40. It's probably.
It's okay.
Listen,
their opinion is MJ. Yours
it's not
is
true
LeBron.
though.
There's no true or false here. Is
Well-
the thing. It's all gonna be opinion,
That's
right?
true.
It's all beliefs.
That's true.
But that's sick though. All of us KC peeps. So yeah, we're bringing an NBA team to St. Louis.
We are.
At some point, we're going to be part of some ownership group or the only owners. We're going to figure it out. But
Mm-hmm.
we're going to call them the STL Hustle or the St. Louis Archers, one of the two.
I kind of get the hustle. I kind of like that part. All right, last thing, and then we're gonna move on.
No, real
because-
quick on LeBron, the
Okay.
assist thing before you move on. I also think that was a little nick for him early in the career because he overly passed when people wanted him to take that
people,
last shot.
I agree with
Yeah.
partially. I agree with that. People just because
People were upset with
People
him.
want him to take the shot doesn't mean it's the best basketball move. I remember
You're right.
we watched the finals at Rookies. Like a Tuesday night, we had shots.
Yeah.
I remember and that was when the Warriors were like the craziest favorite almost ever.
Yeah.
And LeBron scored like 53, 13, and 8
Yeah.
that night. It's one of the best basketball game I've ever seen. We were watching it, and they were down like
That
1 or
was like
2.
prime LeBron.
Yeah, they were down 1 or 2,
Yeah.
and he passed it to Corver in the corner, and Corver's 3-point percentage is 76%
Yeah.
from that spot. Like that's the best basketball
Yeah.
play. But I get like people. LeBron didn't make or Michael didn't make every single shot that he shot to
For
win
sure,
a game. So
for sure.
the best you got a 33 and 4% chance he's gonna hit that shot.
I agree with that particular
You
play. I think
agree
it was
with-
earlier on in his career he got
because he's
that
not
a little
maybe
more.
as alpha dog-ish.
Exactly, which he is now.
But
and
yeah,
he kind of leaned on his
But
teammates
that's
a
not
little
always
much.
the best thing to be alpha.
I mean, sometimes though, when you're the best in the world, like take the last freaking shot.
All right, last thing I got. Then we're going to talk about. We got actually a pretty fun episode. So stick with us. We're just having a little bit of fun. All right. So Lucas, last point on LeBron being better than Michael, and I will give LeBron a 10 out of 10, and I'll give Michael a 9.8 out of 10. So I was kidding. It's not. I think it's very
so
close.
LeBron's perfect in your eyes.
I'm just 60-40 didn't mean anything either. All right. The league is so much better than it was. LeBron plays on a nightly basis against way more talented players. It's not even close, mainly just because basketball is international now. I'm not talking about nutrition. Everybody has equal nutrition.
Yeah.
Everybody has
Wow.
equal. Like
Nutrition's
LeBron.
a lot better now.
But yeah, but they did like it was equal playing field back then.
Yeah.
But my point is like with the last 5 MVPs have all been international players.
Yeah.
It was an international sport. There was a few people like Kukoc or whatever, but like it wasn't an international sport where you have to play against the best players in the world. Michael, for the most part, played against the best players in the United States. LeBron has to play against the best players in the world. I think that's part of it too. That's
Yeah,
part
I
of the
mean,
cocktail.
you can't control that. It's all eras, right? He was playing with the best players that were there at the time, and LeBron's playing with the best players that are here at the time.
I get that, but like it's a if you're gonna go and try to beat 10 people or if there's like 5 spots and you got 10 people trying out or 100 people trying out for those 5 spots, the 100 people that are trying out just averages are going to be better players.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think, I agree. Yeah, I think the talent is better today than it was 30 years ago.
Correct. I mean,
sure.
pretty much anything. That's
Yeah.
just the way technology works, or
Yeah.
just way life
I
progresses.
do think, like, the arrows are close enough that Michael would be just as good, if not better, the way the
He'd probably be
NBA
better,
is set up today.
I think he would have worked on his 3 ball a little more. I think Michael would be better.
A
and
little
obviously,
more offensive rule friendly.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
I think Michael would average more. I
Yeah.
get that, but LeBron would have been fine in the 90s.
Yeah, he would have done great back then, too.
Well, you agree with the goofiness that like LeBron would have been pushed around or something.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't have handled a hand check or whatever. He would have
Oh,
been fine.
yeah.
He's
He was-
6'8",
he's a-
265 pounds. He'd be
Yeah, he
aight.
would make a lot of them gentlemen back then look real small.
Yeah, he'd make them look like little boys. A lot
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, he does do that. So they're both incredible. To wrap it up, I overly support LeBron because I feel like the uneven negativity towards his the act like he's not
you
even
got
good.
his back.
Some people like he's not even good.
You got his back. I love LeBron.
But
He's a
I know
great guy.
I love Jordan. I think he's the
Yeah.
second best. But you get where I come from a little bit. We talk about this is so many they act like LeBron's a bum just because they think
Yes,
Michael's better. That's ridiculous.
Obviously,
Well,
that's not
some
true.
people or they
like
pretend
he's
to think
bad.
that. Yeah,
like no,
he's not even good.
He's top whatever, and yeah.
He's what did LaRusso always used to say about Albert and all these people? He's like second to none. There's multiple first places, second to none.
Nice.
They're both second to none. How about that?
So there you go.
All right, that was an interesting start. We decided to start out swinging. You had a home run with your bat on the shoulder.
There you go. I think that was Babe Ruth, right?
That was Babe Ruth calling a shot. All right, today we have an exciting episode. Today we usually have guests, but Luke's was out this week because he was in California. We're going to get into. So today we just had our opening rant. Then we're going to get on
It's
to
quite the rant. Too.
It was
very,
quite the
very
rant.
powerful, emotional rant.
Ginger or Dwyer says you should watch wheelchair basketball. It's like basketball and football combined. There you go.
I'll check it.
Check it out.
Is that like actually what it sounds like? Because I've seen a little bit of people in wheelchairs playing basketball.
I think that's what she's
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're going
Sick emojis.
talk about now is we got this episode. We're going to talk about collective genius. So more on that in a minute. That is a mastermind that Lucas was just at. He got back from, and we're going to break down some of his biggest takeaways, which I think is going to be insanely valuable for you all. We spent about $30,000 in fees plus travel, so $40,000 to $45,000 a year on this mastermind.
At least probably $5K a pop, so probably more like 50.
So $50,000 a year to be in this mastermind, and Lucas just got back from it, and we are going to break it down and give you his biggest takeaways from it. So you're getting a $50,000 high-level education for free.
Unless you use points like I did.
Yes, unless you use points on the Southwest card.
Yes.
Do you get points for a private jet we're going to have?
Oh, that would be sick. That is not Southwest, so I doubt it. We'd have to set up another credit card, which I am open to.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so we're going to do that. So, again, a lot of super valuable information there. Then Would You Rathers, then we're going to close it out. So let us know where you're from. If you're just joining, there you go. Thanks, Lucas. Ginger says she's supporting you.
Got you, Ginger.
Was that your muscle? Why do you have a
what
basketball?
What do you think this is?
Not a muscle. Is that a basketball? Is that because we talked about
This is, it's a basketball. It's a full-size basketball. This is how big my hands are. You
like
guys see
like
that?
Michael?
Yeah.
Had big.
He had big mitts.
I'm sure LeBron does too.
Yes,
but
he
yeah.
does.
But Michael, the biggest.
Michael's like overly big
yes.
for his size.
Do you think that means he had big shoes?
Yep.
Do you think that means he had big socks?
Jordan 6s.
Think he had big socks?
Yep.
Okay.
Big
Think he had
gloves.
Big gloves, yes. All right. So, Lucas, let's break this down a little bit. So Collective Genius, let me explain it. I'll let you take it over. So Collective Genius is a mastermind we have been in for he does not have any ginger. I apologize for that, those little things. So Collective Genius, we've been in since 2018. It's the best real estate investors in the country. All meet 4 times a year in person. A ton of stuff outside of that. It costs us a lot of money, but we feel like it's worth it because we're leveraging other people's knowledge and people that are way smarter and way more successful than us. So Lucas, why don't you talk a little bit about, give your version of Collective Genius, then talk a little bit about your trip, and then we'll get into some of the takeaways from it.
Yeah, it's a great group to be a part of. As Sam was talking about, we're lucky to be
Shout
part
out
of this
J
group.
Meds.
Yeah, shout out Jason. Thanks for putting this together. I think he started it like
2011, I think.
Yeah, like almost 15 years ago now. So crazy. Kind of coming on out of the recession there. A lot of investors, a lot of these people, these high level people that have been doing it for a long time, got their freaking teeth kicked in 2008. So looking for creative ways to build a business and come out of that, and that's how Collective Genius was probably founded. So super cool. Shout out Jason. So they have 4 retreats a year every quarter, and usually that one's in Tampa, one's in San Diego. So at West Coast, East Coast. Sam and I go to these. We can bring our high-level people of the company, some of our COOs we bring, and we sit down in a room and there's a presentation, and then we kind of break out into smaller groups and really dive into issues that we're seeing in our business and get connected with people that can help us solve some of the issues that we're going with. A lot of relationship building. Usually you could be just one relationship away, one vendor away from taking your business to that next level, both on the real estate side of things and also growing an education company as well. That's a huge relationship game.
What's the minimum, I think, to be 100 doors, 100 rental doors to be in it?
So there's 3 levels. I think it's like 100 for the premier level, which we're in, 100 rental doors or 100 flips a year, and then I think there's 50 for select level, 50 rental doors or 50 flips a year, and I think they got a lower level called Elevate, which is 10.
Okay.
So kind of have the full spectrum there. Super cool. So we were growing our rental portfolio. We had over 100 doors when we joined, or close. We're doing over 100 flips because we partnered with Brian, obviously. So that was helpful. Brian was a great introduction into this business, and we kind of just we're not the biggest networkers in the world.
No,
I'm not specifically. You're way better at it than I am.
I don't know if I'm better at it. I just am willing to, I don't know. Both of us, it took us 3 years to even meet anybody. So I wouldn't say I'm good at it, but yeah, probably better than you at it. But I just don't like to be brag, center of attention, beating your chest kind of thing, which, Collective Genius, for how much wealth is in that room, there's little ego, but obviously any group of people, there's ego. We just don't like to hey, everybody look at me and how good we're doing, and that
for sure
if that's needed to network or not, but
yeah, we kind of got a slow start with building relationships because of a lot of different reasons. So as we were able to foster these relationships and still kind of could learn how to play full out in a mastermind, be vulnerable but not braggadocious, as Sam would say, we've developed some great relationships, and it's led to learning opportunities outside of just the retreats. We do office visits around the country with other high top performers in our industry, and then also I don't know where I was going with that, but Collective Genius has calls for our team on a monthly basis. So usually there's at least 1 or 2 calls a week, whether it's a financing call, property management call, sales call, whatever it is. We can have our team join those calls and get some of the knowledge that Collective Genius provides, because they're not able to attend these retreats. It's pretty specific and pretty exclusive, I would say.
And and part of the reason that we and I suggest anybody being involved in something like this, and we have our mentorship, our community for new real estate investors and experienced ones, so we don't need to get into too much, but we do something similar in the fact that we're having that mastermind feel where you're learning from each other. No matter what industry you're in, if you want to be in the construction industry, wouldn't it be great to talk to people that are in construction, that are in California, dealing with all that stuff, Chicago, Texas, New York, Florida. So dealing with other people that are doing it at a high level, and just dealing with owning a business, Lucas, is like up, down, up, down, up, down. So being able to see other people's downs, so you maybe avoid them, and trying to double down on other people's ups. It's extremely impactful to get other people's opinions on your issues, other people's solutions to your issues, and then also to be able to help other people. Like, I learn so much through helping our students. Like, after you think through it, like, you learn as you teach. Yeah,
and a lot of people, as they've been doing it for a while, they don't realize how much they truly have to give. And people think that just because you know it and you think it's basic knowledge that everybody should know, that everybody does know, and that's really not the case. So sharing the things that come to the easiest to you are usually your biggest gifts. So if they feel easy to you, other people probably need to know that.
Yes.
So that's been a big part of this for me is, they probably know that, and really nobody does. We do things. Everybody does things so different. So just share your story, and people are going to learn just from that.
Yeah, exactly. It's been awesome.
And I think a big part of it is too just like being vulnerable, right, and opening up and playing full out, and then being okay with sharing some of your secrets, right? Obviously, we don't want to share like your biggest competitor in your market, all of your secrets, but they do it in a way where it's across the country, so you're usually not competing very often with each other, so it's kind of okay to share secrets.
I was just thinking, what if somebody that is just listening or watching for the first time, they're like, oh, we're getting into heated LeBron, Michael, and then they're like, what are they talking about? That's what we do here. We talk a little bit of everything, but the basis is always business and real estate. But all right, Lucas, let's get into some of your takeaways, and let's just start out with a bang. I think kind of one of my favorite takeaways that you had, and Luke's and I sometimes go together to these, sometimes separate, is clarity on the definition of success for each business. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, how that kind of came about? Honestly, we talked about, but I don't know if I know like the story of how that kind of came up.
Yeah, one of the gentlemen went through, a lot of these people are growing their business to a point where they cannot be in the day-to-day operations anymore if they want to continue to grow. So you have to hire a high-level person to run those day-to-day operations and kind of lead most of the team. And that is the hardest hire that everybody has to do, and a lot of people have failed at it. We failed at it a couple times as well. But there's a gentleman who hired a person for that role 4 times in a year.
Yikes.
4 times in a year.
That's like a big role to fill. It's not like a sales role.
Oh, no, it's a huge role, and just so many step backs that whatever.
Setbacks
that you
were you shooting for?
I don't know what I was shooting for there. Just like basketball. If
Yeah.
you don't know where you're shooting, you're gonna miss. That's kind of what this is.
Like I did last time. I closed my eyes. I had you down, and I closed my eyes.
Yep. Try to do the Jordan free throw. You didn't make it.
Perfect. All right. So hiring somebody to run your business is the hardest hire.
Right. So this gentleman failed 4 times in a room of really bright people, and they're like, well, why do you think they failed? Was it the wrong person, or are you not providing enough clarity on what success looks like for your company?
One.
So probably a little bit of both in this scenario, and it's not just a job description. It's like a lot of times we start with like a job description, but it's really like, what does the company need to look like, and then match the job description that you're going to be doing on a day-to-day basis to achieve that success, and really just communicating what success looks like, so your leaders have something they can strive for to go hit, and they know if they're doing a bad job or know if they need to improve or doing a great job.
So clarity, a lot of that. So what success looks like in each business. Let's talk about that with us.
Yeah,
break that down a little bit, because me and you, this is a download session live on radio, because we talked a little bit about this, but not in detail. So what does success to you look like in our businesses?
Well, do you want to let's just dig in.
Dig right in, Walls. I ain't scared.
Let's figure it out. Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Faster House. I feel like most people on here want to flip a wholesale rent and like acquire properties. We can get into education stuff too, but in general, I think the biggest need for the audience is Faster House.
Yeah, so Faster House. So that's our flipping company. Give or take 250 houses a year. We got up to 312 in 2022, and as we got up to 312, we lost track of some operations, and our margins continued to shrink. I tell people in Collective Genius, I'm like, Sam and I are pretty wild. We got these big goals, and we take a lot of action, and we did that for a while.
For like 4 years.
We got out in front of our skis a little bit, is what I say. So, but we've put amazing executors in place and operators such as Matt Sieb and Frock and Lauman, that are catching up our operations to our growth and our big vision.
Everybody knows Marty. Marty's been a 2-time co-host.
Yeah. How many names did you call him last time? he
Like
was hosting?
8 or 9, yeah.
I was watching in the airport.
Yeah, we were giving you shouts and everything. You probably got some followers from it, bro.
I was just watching it like on speakerphone, and like there's like people
Laughing,
sitting
probably
around
like,
me.
what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I was laughing. It was
We
good.
got Morgan in the house as well.
Yeah. What does success look like for that company? So, number one is, let's start at the top. Like, we want our name just to be more places and more people to know about us. And to me, that starts with me just being more intentional about sharing our story on social media. That's the cheapest, easiest way to reach the most eyeballs. You know that better than anybody, right?
I do. I've got a pretty good social media.
So just from a brand perspective, get our brand out there, and then we can dial in our direct marketing. Like we're going to send 40,000 mailers this year this month, sorry, with high equity people, and getting commercials, and anybody that types in Google, like, I need to sell my house fast today, St. Louis, we want our name to be up there. So there's that stuff, but there's also that brand building stuff. So just kind of figuring out the best way to do that, and I think I'm having a good time figuring that out, and it's been working. We bought like 27 houses last month, so that's a good step in the right direction.
There's only 29 days in last month too.
I know, yeah, leap year, my brother, leap year. Just like your hops, just like Jordan.
Jordan probably had a higher vert, I would say.
A 2-foot vert probably, but 1 foot, I bet Ron has them.
Yeah, I heard
stick's ridiculous.
Somebody was like a big name, some like analyst was like really disappointed, and he said LeBron ruined the slam dunk contest. He was, and I kind of agree with it. He's the first like big star that refused to do it, and then like right. I know like Nate McClung can jump, but all that kind of stuff, but like Jordan was in it. Like the biggest star in the league was in it, and like LeBron, for whatever reason, I don't know if he wasn't confident enough, thought he wouldn't win. Like he would win just because you're LeBron. But anyways, he like kind of ruined the slam dunk. Not that that's a big a deal.
No, I wish he would have done that too. Probably still could.
The
crazy thing is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jaylen Brown's trying to.
He's like, I'll do it again.
He was like the first All-Star in a while to be in the dunk competition.
And he didn't win it, right?
No.
But he said he'd do it again next year. I think he said, like, shoot, if no one wants to do it, I'll fucking do it again.
That's cool. Yeah,
I
we
like
need more
that.
people like that. He's a stud.
Okay, so clarity.
So number of leads. So having to find that number of leads, and then figuring out what to do with that lead. Have an awesome sales team to go out there and to execute that. And we want all our sales guys to be buying at least 40 houses a year. So we want probably by the end of this year at least 6 people doing that.
Okay.
To push us over that 250 mark. And then as a company, we're always buying random houses. Our dispo manager bought 7 houses today.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
And then Charles bought 2 yesterday, or got 2 under contract yesterday.
2 or 3 this week.
Yeah.
I think. And same with Cresco. So it's been fun. So that project management, you know this better than anybody. We need to rehab more houses. We have the team to do so, and when we do them, they go really well. So why not? We're going to rehab some more houses.
So
and,
I'm writing this down. So your clarity is
marketing. 200 leads.
200 leads a month.
Sales team, 6 guys or gals buying at least 40 houses a year. Rehabs.
Okay.
Let's do 50 plus this year.
Okay.
To do more rehabs, we need to have more funds. We talk about like short-term lending all the time. So by the end of this year, we want to have at least $10 million available.
How much do we have available now?
About 7.5.
Okay. So it's not that's just growing another 20-30%.
For sure.
Okay.
Yep. That's really about it.
All right. So for Faster House, our flipping company, Lucas says we need 200 leads. We need to do more rehabs.
50 plus.
We need
minimum.
to do 6. We need 6 full-time performing FAMs, and then we need some more money to kind of stem the tide and grow.
And this is stuff we're talking about on a day-to-day basis, but like in passing and all over and not organized. So just to sit down and have a plan with the leader of this company, Mr. Matt Lauman. I'm coming for you. I promise.
I was going to say, how are you going to clarify this level of success with Matthew? What are you going to do? You sit down, just tell him these things, or help him come with a plan?
I think I'm going to create some sort of template, probably with your help, and then you're gonna fill this out together. And this is what we're gonna look at and strive for this whole freaking year.
So it's almost like could be additional thing to pros too, as far as like some type of like
Ooh,
call it something else, like a clarity document.
Yeah.
Ooh, you like that?
Something like that.
I don't like that.
I don't love that exact. Why?
Alignment doc? We use alignment a lot. I don't love it for a meeting. Success document?
Yeah. What does success look like? We just call it that.
That's too long of a name,
Too long.
Lucas.
All right.
All right, success.
But yeah, I think in coming up with this and communicating it effectively to who needs to hear it is important.
Yes. Ginger's calling out the scammers. Get them, girl. She said but. She said a cuss word. You can't say but on here.
Is it B-U-T or T-T? Oh, 2 T's.
You naughty girl. Okay, sorry, that's goofy. All right, okay. All right, so what else you want clarity on, Walls?
Well, let's jump. That's good for Faster House. You good for that?
I think so. I think that's good, yeah.
All right, let's jump to freedom. What does success look like for freedom, Sam?
So if you're just
what is freedom? What is Faster Freedom?
So if you're just joining, we're talking about National Mastermind. We're in there. We pay about $50,000 a year to be around the best investors in the country. And Lucas just got back from that trip, and we're breaking that down. So Faster House, our flipping company, we just talked about what success looks like. We're going to get into. We're doing this live. We haven't really had this deep of a conversation.
No,
which
I just got back.
Lucas doesn't know how to go deep. So
there it is.
We should do like a name it and like have like
a swear jar.
but like a checkbox every time I make the joke about you not being able to go deep on it.
You have a quota to hit.
So yeah, sorry, Mom. Our moms do listen to this. All right, so Freedom. So Freedom is our national brand. It's our education company. We have 3 million followers on social media. We have 1,600 students and own over 200 million in real estate. We help change lives every single day. We coach and teach people the right way to invest in real estate. We teach normal people how to, efficiently and strategically get ahead investing in real estate the right way based on our actual experiences as normal people. Morgan's in it. So that's what Faster Freedom is. So if you're, the Faster Freedom Show, this is our national brand. We don't have a local education brand that's kind of covers it both. And Faster House is our local brand. It's just not education.
And what does the team look like to support all these community members and everything?
Yeah, so we have 4 coaches. Luke's and I are each a coach, and there's 2 other coaches on there. We have some back end support. We got T. Jork, we got Shane, we got like a team of 3 editors to help with social media. We got Matt C running the show. And then I think that's that. And then we got like guys that like specialists that talk to people on the phone and decide if it's the right program for them. Because we talk to people all the time. It's not the right fit for them. They need something more. They want to do just multifamily. They don't have enough money. Their credit scores, like, not everybody fits in the bucket of Faster Freedom. But if you do, there's no better place to get that financial journey started, because it's really hard to get ahead financially, like in today's world. So like real estate's like kind of almost a cheat code if you know what you're doing to get ahead. It still takes effort and it still takes time, but it's good use of effort and time, because do it the right way, it's going to make a way bigger impact than any other type of investing.
Yeah, I saw QT put out a Instagram thread. Quick Trip, and I love Quick Trip.
Yes.
I'm going to shit on them a little bit.
Good brand, though. I feel like they have a good brand.
Yeah, great brand. But this I didn't agree with. I was like, a lot of times people try to sell people something that, I don't know, maybe it's not the best for them long term. You know what I mean? So so they're like, they were talking about success or retirement or stuff, and they were like, what you shouldn't do, and it was like have $1 million in a IRA, own 4 rental properties, live below your means, and it was like, what you should do, buy 4 taquitos every time you're in here. Forego your retirement plan for 16 lottery tickets or something like that.
So it was tongue-in-cheek.
It was, but I was like, come on, bro.
I wonder where you're going with that. So I think they were just being sarcastic.
And what I'm getting at is like just the fact that we are doing what our program is on a day-to-day basis, and what it's done for us to change our lives, and how we're able to take what we've learned and help people do that is just so powerful. I think it's something that we take for granted sometimes. I agree. So what do you think? What do you think clarity is for freedom? I mean, that's a question for you, son. Well, you're the one that just got back from there. Because I mean, you work for me. Okay. I'll tell you the first thing that pops into my mind. So we have some amazing community members. Over 1,600 now nationwide, and really when did that first member get in there? 3 years ago?
Probably about. I mean, so before we had like the live run, like in the current format, about 2.5 years ago.
Okay, so 2.5 years ago, that first member got in there, and there's members that have gotten in the program and have built a rental portfolio up to 35, 40 doors. Some people.
Kurt's got over 40, and he started with 3. So
yeah, and done multiple flips. A lot of people. So there's still people trying to figure out their first one, which is nothing wrong with that.
Oh gosh, yeah, for sure.
That's amazing. Like Morgan went out there and made like 10 offers this week or something crazy like that. So shout out to Morgan for massive action, and it's going to work out for her eventually. But there's other people that just caught for one reason or another, and they're looking for that next level. And right now we don't have an educational program for that next level, and I would love to be able to get something there as our community members progress and kind of grow out of the current format, or somebody new looking for a little higher level come right into that higher level.
So
program.
higher level, more scaling. I forgot, Lucas. It's Frames Friday.
Oh yeah, once your eyes started getting water, you're
Yeah.
like, I gotta put these on.
Well, I was supposed to be Frames Friday.
You sound a lot better.
I do. It's been a whole week, though. It's obnoxious. All right, so higher level. So I agree with that. So right now, we just have one kind of offering to people, besides our free stuff on social media and the podcast here. But the one offering we have to people is, yes, our mentorship community that's incredible. Weekly coaching calls, one-on-one calls, group calls, resources, videos, everything you need is in there. But a higher level, like getting more of a need, because a lot of these people want it, they've asked for it, or they're going to go somewhere else and get it, but they probably rather get it through us. And I don't know anybody that can teach somebody how to scale, and somebody that scales as quickly as we have and screwed up as much as we have, that can give as good advice, especially because it's just been so recent that we scaled.
For sure.
Like somebody like, nothing against like Thatch or somebody out there. His name's Thatch. He's got a huge social media brand, huge following. He's got a program that's probably really good, but he is a little bit older. I think he's in his 50s, and he owns a lot of real estate, but he scaled, probably 20 years ago. So like, and it's probably good, but we are in the midst of scaling. So the more current things are, the more, we can pull directly from what we're actually doing. I think the more valuable it is for the people in the group.
I agree.
So higher level, and then I also think I'll lean in. I feel like we got our mid entry level. I think the little lower level. Not everybody can afford a $9,500 mentorship. I get that. I think it's worth about 5 times that, and most people that get in there agree. But still, not everybody just has the means to do that, or has the credit score you need. If you got a 450 credit score, it's going to be tough to be successful in rentals. You can still do other things, but it's just a little bit more of an obstacle. So those people with that lower level support that's needed, that are just trying to get dip their toes in the water the right way. I think that's another potential avenue for us.
Agree, man. Very cool.
And we have a product for that. We just haven't pushed it right. Relaunch. Then we got the Court mentorship, and then we had plans to launch that higher level mastermind called Scale, which I like that. I think we'll look back into that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
And so I think that's good clarity there. You know what? And that's simple. Just creating 3 really high quality products that are both. 2 of them are created, and one of them's almost done. We just have to launch it. Yeah. Another thing that I want your opinion on, Lucas, that I don't know what we should do with. We're real estate focused now, and that's probably always going to be the case, or at least maybe always. We're not even going to branch out at all. But I talked about this recently. Social media. It's just tricky because we're really good at social media. We understand better than most people, and almost any single person can benefit from having good social media, whether they want leads as a real estate investor, they want to raise money as a real estate investor, whether they have a small business, the lawn care business, and they want to create more eyeballs for their lawn care business. Whatever it is, it doesn't hurt to get eyeballs. So teaching people how to do social media the right way is something I've kind of toyed with in my head the last few weeks. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like it. I think there's as you start to try to build your own brand, there's so many different ways that you would do yours when you first started to probably get to where you're at quicker. I don't know, maybe not. But as you build it, you get people reaching out to you like, I can get you this many followers, I can get you this, and it's just, that's not.
You're
the
already
same.
seeing that, aren't you?
Oh yeah, that's not the same as what you want to teach and coach.
Well,
you want to offer some sort of program, that can teach them the model. Right?
Yeah, because I've seen it, and I've experimented with all that stuff. Anybody that contacts you, they'll get you followers, they'll get you real views, they'll get you real that the algorithm sees that 1,000%, and they know that you're not going to get that many that quick. It's all based on virality of videos. So if you don't have a viral video and you have a crap ton of followers, you're going to get hurt worse than doing it on your own and doing it slowly the right way. You need to build credibility, and having somebody, a bot watch, or even like a person somewhere else that's across the world that's VPN'd in watching, it doesn't do anything. It hurts you way more than it helps you. And I've seen so many people do it. There's people that you know here in St. Louis that have done that, and then there's people that I know in some of my masterminds that they're like, yeah, I have 100,000 on Instagram, but I'm getting 400 or 500 views, and I scroll through their feed. I just did it for somebody. They don't have one video over 5,000 views. And they lied to me. They told me that they didn't pay for their followers. They 100% did.
That's how you can tell.
You don't get followers unless you have viral views, viral videos. So you're not going to – if I got 10,000 views every video ever put out and that was it, I would have, I don't know, 15, 20,000 followers. But you need those viral videos to reach people and to get that social proof. So, yeah, that kind of stuff. I would teach people how to do it the right way, not the shortcuts that actually don't work.
What would you consider – going viral is? What is that? What's the definition behind that?
I would say 500K.
500,000 views.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could, you would have that same mark on Instagram or TikTok, or is it a different?
I would say that's viral. On TikTok, to me, is a little bit higher. So it's either 500,000 on TikTok and maybe like 300,000 on Instagram, or it's 500 on Instagram, like 1 million on TikTok.
How many viral videos have you had?
I think I have like on TikTok probably like 70 videos that have over 1 million views, and then on Instagram probably like 10 or 15.
Did you ever create the viral video and before you put out like this one's gonna smash, or did most of them come as a surprise of some sort?
I'd say 50-50.
Okay.
I mean, well, now I know how to make a viral video. I just can't do it every time.
Yeah.
I'm in $26 million worth of debt. I owe banks 135. Like, that goes viral every time. I just can't do that. So I know that one's going to hit. The first time I did, though, I didn't know it was going to hit. So it's the hub and spoke thing, a quick thing of our strategy that I think other people can implement. You have to post for 3 months every single day to learn it. But there's certain like topics that do well that nobody knows until you do them. I didn't. We have like 15 or 20 of them. We call them hubs. And then you have spokes, which are different deliverables. Yeah. So I'm at $25 million worth of debt. I can do that on a whiteboard. I can do that walking around with my baby on my shoulders. Yeah. I can do that walking down the stairs. So the deliverables are different, but the topic goes viral.
I like that.
Hub and spoke is what we call it.
The old hub and spoke.
So I think that kind of stuff people could learn from a lot, I think. Don't you think?
I think so, too. I think, I don't know. Absolutely. Yeah, and I think people, like, even if you were in that type of coaching program, say you got involved in that, like, and it helped you get to where you're at today, you would continue to be in that program because you were still looking to grow.
And the algorithm always changes, and there's always different things that happen. And, you're always looking to grow. You hit these levels where we get – so we got 75,000 followers in 2 months on Instagram, and then like completely died. We lost followers for 30 days. Nothing changed with our content, and then it ramped back up, and then we just had the bigger blow up. I think I had on Instagram like 12 or 13 million views in a month, which is insane for Instagram, in like February. And now it's kind of down again. So, it's not like a linear path. So you always need support. Yeah,
it's coming back down to teach and coach on things that you're experts at. Mm-hmm. And stop doing that if you're not an expert.
That's why we got Make Education Great Again. We're getting into that soon. But, yes.
But the 3 things we're experts at, Sam, real estate, social media, and growing these biceps.
I was going to go somewhere else with that, but we'll leave with that. I would say, yes, experts at – real estate, growing social media, and something else we're experts at.
Yeah. You can't teach on that.
No, that just comes natural.
Oh.
Woo, woo. Okay. All right, so Lucas, we got some clarity. I think we need on Faster Freedom, I think social media is an option, but I think before we do that, maybe not, we need to come up with a higher level product. We need to figure out how to grow our lower level product and just keep crushing the corp. Our corp mentorship is it's the best one in the world. It's the best one in the country. I would go to battle against anybody saying that. What you get, we don't have the best like cheaper product. We don't have the best high-end product.
Yeah, right now, if you have 0 rentals or 50, the corp is a good fit. It's because it's that broad.
Yeah, and it's the best.
But
out
I think
there
we
for
can
that.
niche down to a little bit tighter to help serve the certain tiers of our community better.
Yeah, and people that want to get involved that just don't have 10 grand. I get it.
Yeah,
but we can come up with a product that teaches you for much cheaper that you can get the 10 grand with, and then give us 10 grand.
Yeah,
like we'll help you get the money.
Yeah,
cool. All right, Midwest.
Midwest.
Explain what Midwest is.
Yeah, so it's our our rental company. It's how this whole thing started. Sam and I bought our first rental in 2014. Started our LLC in April, and then closed on our first rental deal in August, I believe.
What is that LLC called?
WAP Properties.
I would say so. Real quick, WAP Properties. We made it well before the Cardi B song. It stands for Walls and Prim. But I was thinking,
Two bad things.
Somebody's like, why didn't you call it WAP instead of WAP? Like, because WAP, like
We said WAP a few times.
But still, I'm like, well, Cardi B, the same thing. She called it WAP too. That's just like what people say with them. You know what I mean? She didn't call it WAP.
Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't call it WAP. She called it WAP.
WAP was bad for two reasons. Not bad. That's not the right word at all. But it was derogatory for two reasons, right? Now, number one, we pronounced it WAP, which is a derogatory term for like
Italians
or
back
something,
in the days,
but that's spelled W-O-P.
Without papers is what that stood for.
Yeah, so that was messed up that we said WAP, and then we didn't know that at the time, obviously.
Not.
And then Waffles and Pancakes came out, and we were like, dude, we got to get rid of this. So we opened up Midwest Property Group because our tenants were writing us checks to WAP, like as the song WAP came out.
And our some of our like, you know, maintenance techs were like, bro, everybody asks about it. And then like I went from like wearing the WAP Properties hat in public for fun to like people like, oh, I like your hat. It's like, it doesn't mean that, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's still a great hat. We need to make some more retro hats. But Midwest Property Group's our rental company, 280 doors.
What's up, Sammy C? Ginger live Wednesdays and Fridays, not Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays.
280 doors, give or take, pushing $50 million in real estate owned. So we manage single-family rentals, apartments, short-term rentals, midterm rentals, and storage facilities.
We're good at all of them.
So that's part of the clarity, probably cleaning that niche up a little bit. And then we also manage for several rental owners that work on our team, which has been fun, honestly. I didn't think I'd ever love that, but that's been good. And to get really good at that and to scale that part is going to be cool, too. But we got to get dialed in on some other stuff. So it's a property management company / investment company right now. So really understanding the clarity on which part of the business does what, whether you property manage it or you work on Midwest assets.
Okay.
So getting some clarity there and just getting in a stabilized cash position. As you're growing a rental portfolio, especially the type of value add that we've been doing, just value add alone on construction, you know, we're probably spending at least $100,000 a month, at least. And our flipping company's probably doing even more. But so understanding where that cash goes and having, what you don't want to be using all your profit for that, and that's what we're doing right now.
Yep.
And we're eating into our profit.
We are.
And kind of like eroding our cash reserves to where we're comfortable with. So we want to clean up some of our construction, understand kind of where our cash is a little better, stabilize property management, and then we'll figure out what scaling looks like from there.
So what I took notes from when you're saying that, we want to figure out what we manage. We need to get a little more clarity on money needed and financials.
Yes.
Is that kind of your main clarity from that?
What we manage, and then also just yes, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Junior says $100K a month. Oh, Monday is the contest, though. Yes, you're right. We give away the contest on Monday for our free mentorship. So, Lucas, I think
$200K a month.
$200K a month in what?
Construction only.
Yeah, we spend a lot.
At least.
So give us a double wow, Ginger.
Yeah.
Sammy, you can give us one too. So I think something that I'm figuring out, Lucas, and I'm excited to articulate it better and talk through, we can do a little bit of it live here, is like we grew to $50 million in real estate using legitimately none of our own money.
Yeah.
We grew like crazy. We didn't manage cash well. We just had a whole presentation. We had a whole podcast episode on our biggest screw-ups because we did a presentation on like 2 or 3 podcast episodes ago. We talk about how much we screwed up.
We have a lot more episodes on our biggest screw-ups,
Oh,
too.
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Like we should, like, every Wednesday's our biggest screw-ups, the whole episode. But can't hit a home run with your bat on your shoulder.
Babe Ruth. The great Bambino.
Barry Bonds. All right. He was named after a candy bar.
The Sultan of SWAT.
He was the Sultan of SWAT.
Yeah.
Doing a little
King of Crash.
Is that the all from
Sandlot?
Sandlot,
Yes.
So
The Colossus of Klaus.
stop it. Is that all of them?
I don't know. It's all of them I remember.
Okay. So we scaled really well to 50, right?
Yeah. really well or quickly?
Quickly, and I mean, there's no faster way to do it. I don't think. I guess we could have done it better, slower, but to get to 50 million, and I mean, honestly, I know we started in 2014, but like 95% of it was the last like 4 years, 5 years. We even 2 or 3 years in, it was a hockey stick is what they call it, and then flat. I think we're figuring it out that in today's, and I think the near future, I'm talking 12 to 36 month environment, I don't think interest rates are going to be crazy low. Probably maybe never where they were. Maybe so buying real estate using none of your own money, scaling, being able to buy assets at the right price and being able to cash flow still is tough. We figured that out.
And with the whole management team. This is still super possible if you self-manage.
Yes, 100%. And both, to 50 million. But I think we're figuring out to get to that 100 million, to get to that 200 million, we're going to have to maybe not do with none of our own money.
Yeah.
What we're doing now is I think part of me thinks like the plan is like you scale to, 25 million. Then you pay off some of your oldest assets and you pay down so you cash flow more. You're just not going to cash flow a ton when you're not using any of your own money.
Right.
You're borrowing money and paying interest on that, and you're borrowing money from the bank paying interest on that. You're paying a shit ton of interest every month.
Yep.
Granted, it's interest on an asset that's creating wealth for you that you wouldn't buy without that interest.
Yeah,
so it's the only option.
We just looked at it yesterday. How much bank and private lender interest we pay a month? It was like $166,000 a month.
Yeah. With bank and private lender, yes.
We got a lot of big numbers.
Yes, we do. That's a good. I'll do 166. You should do a video on that 166K because I always do the 135K because I think that's mainly bank.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
So in general, I think we are figuring out that there is a way to scale and grow, and you can do it by digging into your equity that you created, or you can going to have to start to use your own cash if you want to scale. But I think 99% of people watching us, I don't know that they want to own 50 million in real estate. They probably just want to own 5 or 10, and you can for sure do that using none of your own money the whole time.
Yep. And the beautiful part about owning real estate is you just buy it and hold on. Figure out a way to hold on, right? You don't want to be dumping like your cash personal reserves in there to be keeping a property afloat. But even if you're breaking even or making a little bit while you're keeping the properties maintained, that equity is going to grow. Another number that's a good number for us, not a bad number, is we pay down debt. Our debt pay down is about $60,000 a month.
Okay.
Debt pay down. So that doesn't even include appreciation. So
the principal and interest, though, right?
That's just principal.
So that's just principal debt pay down is $60K a month.
$60K a month.
So if we don't cash flow, we make $750,000 in debt pay down.
Correct.
Okay, in a year.
And then you get appreciation on top of that on 50 million. So let's say what's 5% of 50 million? $2.5 million.
5% of 50 million, 2.5 million.
So say we appreciate 5%, which it was 7% last month, year over year. So
it's over $3 million total.
Right. So monthly equity growth is about $240,000.
Yes.
So that is good. That's the good thing.
Yes. I'd do a video on that if you want to go viral.
Yeah.
How we make $250,000 a month without lifting a finger.
Yeah.
Hook.
You're great at those.
I am getting better.
I'm like, rentals.
Like, real estate market is for you.
Everything.
Yeah, Luke just gets really aggressive. He's just started social media. He's much better than I was when I got started.
But I'm a little too serious. Like my last video that I haven't posted yet is like, what is the last thought you'll be thinking before you die?
Yeah, like Lucas, lighten up.
Anyway, I'm getting there. Go follow me, Lucas FasterFreedom.
Yeah, we should be plugging that every time
Instagram
for sure.
and TikTok.
Lucas FasterFreedom. Follow him on TikTok and Instagram. And so I've been through the same thing. I remember when I got started, like you're too serious, and then like you're
too serious,
and then you're squinting all the time. Remember, I used to do that a lot.
Am I squinting all the time?
But that's next.
That's not what I'm gonna mold into
in a couple months. Yeah.
Okay. The squint face.
The squint.
You should
face.
This should be part of your coaching process.
Yes, you're gonna go through the
yelling phase.
You're gonna yell,
the squint face,
and then you finally figure it out.
Yeah.
What we need to do is if we got Shane or Greener on the ones and twos, we need to just give like a little hot mic to him every once in a while to chime in.
Yeah, I said that like a month ago, Sam.
Okay, Ginger's gonna go follow you. Another follower.
Boom, 83 now.
Double your follower count. We'll get there. You'll get there.
So equity's good. Cash is still important to keep the business running. But we have amassed a lot of equity just by holding on. Mm-hmm. So what Sam was talking about is figuring out ways to use that equity, whether we can refinance and pay off some debt or sell some assets and use those profits to pay off some debt so we can cash flow at a much safer margin as we grow and scale in the future.
So there's something that I never thought about tracking that we talked about with Marcus a little while ago. Return on what? I've never
Equity.
thought about this.
Yeah.
Which you're just saying, but I'm just doubling down on that.
Yeah.
I was thinking return on cash, return on your time, like how much your equity's growing, but return on equity. We got 20 whatever million in equity. We could technically, and there's no way to just trade tit for tat, but we could technically have 100 million in assets.
Right.
And have 80 million
but
in
we'd
debt.
still have our cash flow problem.
Yes. No,
so
I
I
can't
would
do it. I'm just
rather
saying,
our return on equity be a little lower
right now.
and it be
I agree.
much more.
I'm not saying we would do that. We can't even do that, but it just shows to show
with
the power
our amount
of
of
that
equity, we could own 100 million.
Yes.
But which would be great for tax write-offs and property management income, whatever. But we'd probably be in a similar position as far as trying to figure out cash. So we'll get there, my man.
And who else isn't following? Right, that you're going to follow Lucas and you'll get a shout out. People love shout outs.
84.
84. Let's get it. By the end of this, I want you to have 90.
Let's go up to 90.
Hit that triple digits, bro.
Sick.
Stop it. Yeah. So in general, let's do a quick little recap.
Yeah.
I like recaps. I feel like I don't do them enough. If you ever listen to my boy Kyle Coward, he says the same thing over and over 5 times before he moves on, and he's good.
So you recap like Colin.
All right, so Collective Genius is a mastermind that Lucas and I go to 4 times a year. It costs us about $50,000. It's all the best real estate investors in the entire country, literally.
I just got back.
And we're talking his biggest takeaway probably. We have a couple others we can dig into. We got a little bit of time. But your biggest takeaway that we chat about so far is creating clarity around what success looks like in each business. It sounds simple. It sounds like duh, but no, it's really not that simple.
Yes, in each business and how everybody's role, how that success affects everybody's role.
Well, and
what your role looks like to achieve
and
that
being
success.
able to articulate that and communicate it clearly. And we'll get into them because I was just thinking a quick little left turn. Have you read this chapter in the Brene Brown book?
I started it today.
So a lot of what she talks about, we're reading Dare to Lead by Brene Brown as a leadership team, and what she talks about is like having unrealistic expectations on time frame for a team. And it's because she didn't clearly tell them. She had all this stuff going on in her head of all these obstacles she's overcome and all this stuff, and she didn't clearly articulate that to them, so they're not meeting her unrealistic, unspoken expectation. That's obnoxious to think about, and she admits it, and similar to us, so we got to articulate it, I guess is my point. All right, so what's success look like for let's see if you remember. I haven't written down for Faster House, our flipping company that flips 250 houses a year. What does success look like for that? And clear
starts at the top, brand building, marketing funnel, 200 leads a month.
Boom. What else?
Sales guys, 5 sales guys
6
or gals, 6 sales guys or
6
gals.
FAMs.
Each buying 40 plus houses a year.
Okay.
Project management.
Rehabs 50.
At least 50 this year. And then like if we're planning out the future as well, like I think we can crank that up to 75.
Well, like you said, if
1 or 2
we're
years.
okay with the exposure, it's like literally you make 10 grand or you make 20 grand. It's like, it's not those exact numbers, but you make more doing the rehab, so do more rehabs.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And right now with like if you make 15 grand or 30 grand, or let's say 15 or 28, we would take the 15. But why not go make an extra 13 grand?
Because you didn't have the right clarity,
every single
Lucas.
deal.
Because you didn't have the clarity.
Yeah. And obviously we don't, the answer is you don't want to be over leveraged, and wholesaling is velocity money and all that. But I think we can squeeze out each deal a little
What
more.
about velocity of amino acids?
Oh, that's probably, I would say, what do you think? 16.5-inch bicep? Not even. Probably more like 12.
I was thinking 19.
No, but this is probably 22, 23.
Yes, exactly. No, man, so I like it's insane with like work and like being tired and a family and kiddos that are sick. Like I like get in a good habit of 3 weeks, and then this whole week I was like not feeling like screw it. Like I don't even want to get up. I want to try to get better because my job's more important than working out.
This is my worst week ever, or in a very long time.
I mean, I haven't worked out
waves.
in a week and a half. You can't get any
crazy.
traction.
Like I haven't been working out, but this bicep just keeps growing.
Stop it with your bicep. You don't have big biceps. You've never had big biceps. You never will have big biceps. Ever. Actually, you have a lot longer
aggressive
arms.
woman.
You have a lot longer arms in me, so I didn't realize how long they were. So that made your bench, even though I benched a little more than you, that made your bench even more impressive because you had to push it further.
Yeah, we both got effed up shoulders now, though.
Because
so.
we lifted too much weight. We were kind of put together there for a little bit, but not anymore.
I think what effed up my shoulder, I forgot about this. We did that push-up challenge.
Yes.
We did 200 push-ups a day for an entire month. Like by day 27, my shoulder was like gone.
By day like 8, we were texting each other like, I think this is unhealthy. I think this is doing more damage than good. But we
pushed
kept
through.
Doing.
We pushed through.
I remember like the first day wasn't too bad, and like a couple, but it went through phases of being really bad.
Yeah.
I remember I used to do like 5 at a time to try to get through it. Like 20 times a day I would do 5 or whatever. 40 times a day.
We were sharing an office then.
Yes,
we were just bust down on the floor.
Sharing
of the
office
office.
a quarter the size of this room.
Yeah. We were tight.
Yes, that was cool. All right, so clarity on Faster House. Faster Freedom, our education brand that has 3 million followers on social media, 3,083,000 followers on social media, is our big national brand. We have 1,600 students that our lives are being changed every day. We have students go from 0 to 20 rentals, from 3 to 40 rentals. Gino bought 5 rentals in 50 days.
Shout out to Gino. Gino's cooking.
5 in 50 days.
A stud.
Insane. All right, so some clarity I think we have there. We have the best program in the entire country, the best coaching, mentorship, whatever you want to call it, community in the entire country. It's not even close, in my opinion, based on actual results from students. But that's all we offer right now is like help somebody understand real estate and get to, maybe 50 doors. We need a higher level product for people to scale and quit their jobs. And then we need a lower level product for people that don't want to grow that big or don't have the money. So I think some clarity, just expanding what we already do really, really well.
Yeah.
There's our clarity there.
Yep,
all right, Midwest.
I think you have it broken down better than me, but what's that first one say?
What are we going to manage? What do we want to manage?
Yeah, so clarity on what we manage, therefore what investment do we go after to acquire?
Because we want to manage our stuff.
Yeah, and to clear up our current asset classes if we want to. Clear it up by figuring out management processes or selling what we don't want to manage.
Okay.
That's the next one on there.
And then we got funding. Finances, getting a little clear picture on finances. What I've written down, finance.
Yeah,
money.
well, you're the head of finance, so tell us about that, Prem.
Yes, we need to get clarity. So, like we said earlier, we scaled so quickly and we borrowed money to scale. It's the only way we could have done it. There was no other option. Own these assets or not, whether they cash flow or not. And they do cash flow, but not as much as you'd think. Somebody that owns 47 million in real estate, you're thinking, you're going to cash flow 150 grand a month. That's net. That's not the case because we borrow money for the down payment. We borrow money for the for the 80% down with our bigger properties, and we're borrowing 100% of the cost of our short-term products. So it's just you're borrowing your way to it. It's a beautiful thing. It's called leverage. It's the way that most of the world works as far as growth goes and business goes. However, there comes a point where you either have to get crazy deals or you have to put some of your own money in the deal to actually cash flow, because naturally less money in deal equals less monthly payment, less interest, more cash flow.
Yeah.
So we got to get some clarity on how to get to the next level.
Yeah. And we've paid off 5 houses now.
Yeah, we try. Yeah.
We just need to get more aggressive on some debt pay down.
Yeah, and that 5% number. There's no way we're sitting at $2.5 million in paid off assets.
No,
is it?
it's like 1.
Yeah, so that's not that. Yeah, it's another thing. I like that 5% number. We
Maybe
grow
like
so
10.
quickly. Come and have you want to have 10%?
Well, 10% would be $5 million, right?
Yeah, so
I think
do
that's
it
a
then.
good number.
So you think 10% then?
Yeah, I think that's the number.
Okay, perfect. And what else? Any other takeaways? Tesla plaids are fast.
Yeah. It was great. That was honestly, we have 3 main takeaways, and that was all in the one.
Yes.
Clarity in defining what success looks like
What's
for
your
you and your
second
team, and then also figuring out a way to communicate. Oh, yes, communicating that to your team. So, do we want to get into this?
What is the second one?
I'm talking about it was be the dumbest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one?
Also, we got to be dumbest person in the room, clarity on success, then rehab more, but that's kind of even part of it. We can get to development if you want a little bit. You have some interest in doing development these days now, Walls?
Man. Well, we have a really cool development project that just wrapped up. Man, if we could, do you guys got? I don't think we can pull that up right now. But We have a project that just wrapped up in Branson, Missouri on Table Rock Lake, Indian Point, a mile and a half south of Silver Dollar City. You can take a golf cart there.
You could probably Google Silver Cove Resort and Airbnb listing would show up, right, or no?
Possibly. Very possibly.
We might get some stay from that. So if you can do that, Shane and Gary in the background, Silver Cove Resort on Airbnb.
Anyway, we just got our Airbnb links live. Did you hear what happened? It took us an extra like 3 days or 4 days, I guess. We wanted to go live last Friday, but we created so many new listings that Airbnb flagged it as fraud and spam.
We go hard.
Our property manager had to like FaceTime, like, no, these are our actual units, and like show them
That's
the
funny.
unit. So that a little delay there, but so not yeah, it's kind of funny, but we need to get these things.
Yes, it cost us a lot of money.
Yeah.
We screwed that one up good time, or not big time, little time.
Yeah, little time. So
Yido, Liza says big hug or Yido hug.
ooh, big hug every time.
Well, yeah, but like she sometimes says Yido, but we screwed that
Yeah.
up. Yido.
Yeah. Okay. So, development. So, cool project. We bought it in April of 2023. Spent about $1.1 million rehabbing
How much did you
this
budget?
unit. The initial
No,
napkin
wait.
budget, or like what our initial construction
What
loan
our
budget?
construction loan budget was.
700.
So only 400,000 over budget.
Yeah. The good news is we have the equity, which is beautiful because we bought it right. So we raised it 200, then raised it another 200.
Yes.
But anyway, all good, working well. Got awesome partners in that deal that are receiving monthly checks. Got a nice chunk of equity, and we're going to start cash flowing hard really soon here, like this week, bro.
Okay.
So that's been a fun project, and we've just realized how fun that's been, and a little bit outside of what we do, but figuring out a way to find these type of projects that are not a stress on our management team as well, and just maximize the deals in a fun type of way. Instead of, we love the long-term single-family house rentals, right? Love them, but they're getting harder to find, and they're harder to scale. So getting creative and coming up with some sort of development opportunities, whether it's vacation rentals or ground-up construction or midterms, we're going to be looking into that a little bit.
Should we get you in contact with the neighbor down there, so when you're down there to talk to him in person a little bit?
I think he's there all the
I'm
time.
just trying to get at least get a number or email from him when you're down there. We can start the convo.
Good call. We got the grand opening March 29th, I
Yes.
believe, and we got like 50 people coming, so it'd be fun.
50 people who?
I don't know. Katie says it'll be about 50 people there. And Frog's like, keep the food and drink budget down. He's like, lemonade and crackers.
Frog.
She's like, should we get beer? Should we get wine? So we're gonna
Go get a couple cases of Natty. You'll be fine.
Ooh, Natty sounds good. I'll go get them from the convenience store.
Natty, actually, I don't drink beer. You know that?
Yeah.
Natty does not sound bad.
Natty's not bad. Because
right.
I'm not a big like beer connoisseur either. Like if you love like the dark stuff.
Well, then yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they say about dark beer. But no, I just like right now, as I'm talking and a little dehydrated, like a cold, like Natty Light in like the can.
It's just easy to drink.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, I've probably drinking 4 or 5 of them in my life.
I used to love Natty Light.
Goodness,
I
well,
got
you
a
could do a
video.
30-pack for like $13. You got a what?
Picture, an old picture of you. I don't know if it's you or not, but I'm gonna say it's you. It's either you or one of our friends with like an empty, like 24 case of Natty Light box, like the skinny ones, just like on your head. But it's like you're like pushing out the sides because your head's so big, and
I think
you're just
that's
like,
me. Yeah. Do have a big
look
head. Yes. So in general, I think that construction and development is a good. All right, we got it. So if you're listening, I apologize. We'll walk through the pictures. Here's some pictures of Silver Cove Resort. If you're watching, check them out. So they're like this is like the hotel style units. We have ones with kitchenettes and one with sleepers. So again, these are like hotel motel rooms. This isn't some huge fancy like boutique
It's
Airbnb.
not all hotel motel.
No,
though.
yeah, we have some other ones, but in general, it's just really nice, clean quality. Everything's brand new. It's going to be crazy inexpensive per night compared to what's down there. And there's like a game room, clubhouse room, where like if it's raining, you can send your kids. You go hang out, ping pong, watch TV, watch the sports games, play some yard games, play some board games. So you can see some of the pictures of it. So there's the exterior of it. If you keep scrolling down, you can see it was a mess. Over $1 million in into that thing to make it look nice, but it looks
It's been
really
so
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
It's been a fun project. Frank's done such a good job with it.
Yeah, I feel like we could do so much better the next one. Raise the
Yeah.
money right, and then have the fun. Like we could just have. I mean, imagine having like 35 units on there. We cash for like $60,000 a month.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's a lot of opportunity there, and that's what I was talking about with just being prepared for when those opportunities come to be able to take them down and execute the development.
And I feel like maybe 60% of our time we've been prepared, and then like we got a little off the rails, and that's what happens when you grow and scale and are crazy like you. If I was the final decision maker and everything would be everything would go a lot smoother.
But if you're looking for last minute, spring break or Christmas vacation, heck, if you're planning for the holidays, Branson's a great place to go.
Golf Mecca now.
Golf Mecca too. So and it's right across from the arena. You can get a fishing charter. You can do scuba diving lessons. So super cool. Just Google Silver Cove Resort Airbnb, and you'll see all of our unit opportunities over there. So book now.
All the units.
All the units.
You know who was the big unit?
Randy Johnson.
Remember when he killed that bird?
Just exploded that thing, disintegrated it.
Bird didn't feel it's the good news.
No, neither did
Just
Randy.
flying along like, I'm going to go get me some damn popcorn, maybe a hot dog bun. You're dead.
Yeah. Sorry, dead.
Yes.
And Randy can sling it, too.
Oh, he can throw a little bit.
That was a fastball.
Why do you think he's called the big unit?
He's a large man. He's like 6'10".
Yep, that's probably why. All right. Okay, awesome. So that was our breakdown. Let's move on to Would You Rather.
Yeah,
so this one's fun. This one's a fun display Would You Rather game where Luke's and I both ask. And my favorite part is when people comment on whatever platform you're watching what you would rather have. Let's all do this together. Lucas, would you rather eat at a 2-star restaurant with your extended family or a 5-star restaurant with complete strangers?
What do you mean by extended family?
Like the whole damn clan. Because your wife and kids are coming to either one.
Either one. They're there.
Yep. So you need a 2-star restaurant with the whole damn gang of like
Sounds
the
challenging.
the Loudmans, the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, everybody.
Well, that's my side, and then like all of Ash's side
Yep.
too. So that's a big group.
Or would you rather just 5-star dine it with just the close knit Ash and the boys?
No, with complete strangers.
Oh. Well, you can bring your wife or kids to either option.
Wife or kid to either, but who on that? Okay.
What would you rather do? Throw it in the chat box. What do you think?
Yeah,
Louis?
what do you guys rather do? I would probably eat with my family. I don't love dining with complete strangers. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun to me.
Because you don't like networking.
Yeah, and I just don't like eating around a bunch of
Just
people
tell them you're
too.
Lucas FasterFreedom and they'll ask for your autograph.
I'll tell them that. Be like, I have 83 followers, 84 now.
Go. Thank you, Ginger. So I would say,
What about you, man?
I think, you know me, I'm not as into food as a lot of people. I just didn't grow up with it being like
2 stars bad.
I know, but
Like if we're talking Google and it's like a 2.
you know what I eat for breakfast every day? I eat 2 granola bars.
Complaints, problems. What else do you eat, Sam?
What?
You
Bring more money, more problems.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going at?
I was not.
Oh.
It's like I eat problems for breakfast.
Oh, eat problems for breakfast. So I thought you were saying problems.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast, bro?
God, that's a great movie.
That is.
My 7-year-old son likes it.
That's a funny movie.
Yep.
I would probably do that. I mean, 2 stars rough, but yeah, this is edible. I don't really give a shit, honestly. I mean,
Edible.
Yeah, I don't eat.
You're gonna get chicken fingers and fries no matter where you are.
No, I'm not. Don't do that. But yeah, I'd get like some eggs and some toast or something, bro.
Are you eating breakfast?
Doesn't say what meal you're eating.
But you would rather be there for breakfast.
Kids can't really screw up eggs and toast and
Eggs
bacon
and toast is the first thing you thought of when you're what meal
just
you're gonna
something
get at
simple
a
that
restaurant?
something you can't screw up.
Okay.
You can screw up a lot of stuff. Have your 2-star try to make shrimp carbonara or something. They could screw that up pretty
sounds
bad.
good.
But not a 2-star. But like scrambled eggs and toast, they can't screw that up. So that's
You're right.
logical. I know. I always right. All right, your turn.
Okay, so next one. Would you rather watch your favorite NBA team live or the Super Bowl this next year? Box seats for both. It's the Super Bowl for me.
Yes, I would say the Super Bowl. I get where they're going, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's the Chiefs probably be the Super Bowl again. So then they're my favorite NBA team, but I get it, NBA or NFL team, but
Yeah.
NBA is I mean, it'd be cool to see an NBA team. I haven't.
And we can do that. I've done that pretty recently.
What?
I went to see the Lakers and the Warriors play each other.
Not in the box, but
Not
yeah.
in a box. You're right. That was real high. And
Yeah, but in a box would be cool.
In a
Either
box
one
would
a
be
box
cool.
makes a big difference. But I mean, Super Bowl's like once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah.
NBA team, we're gonna have one in a box. So yeah, Super
Yeah.
Bowl for sure. Super Bowl's like a
if it was like I could pick the teams, I could pick the year, and it was like a Game 7 of NBA Finals.
Yeah, well,
it would
yeah.
be in a box. It would be closer.
So would you rather see Game 7 of the NBA Finals? I mean, doesn't honestly matter. I mean, the team like last year or this
Let's
year's
say
NBA
like Lakers Celtics.
So would you rather this year?
This
would
year,
you,
Lakers
no,
Celtics.
No, whoever we don't know who's going to be.
Let's pick it.
No, we'll play with what my rules first. Would you rather would you rather go to the NBA Game 7 of the NBA Finals this year in a box, or would you rather go to the Super
That's
Bowl?
probably
this year
more
in a
my
box?
speed. I would like to see Game 7 in the NBA Finals.
Okay,
Yeah.
but now you can pick the teams. But that's what I was trying to get
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I
if you
think
pick your teams, you're going to pick that one.
I just love basketball.
Yeah.
And I know it would be a cooler, like, overall experience. It'd probably be a little overwhelming for me at the
Yeah.
frickin' Super Bowl. A lot going on. A lot of extracurriculars. The actual game, it's a great experience. It's such a good experience at home watching it, like, with all your friends.
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
writing a note for a rant about just the NFL. Yeah, so I think that's I may even honestly choose NBA just because the NFL is such a good product on TV. Like it's like that's part of the reason it's the most popular sport in the country, and it's like by
Yeah.
a mile. Like
Yeah.
all the other sports, average viewership combined doesn't even get the lowest viewership of an NFL game. It's insane.
Crazy.
Because it's such a good product on TV, because it's action no matter what. We were just talking about this the other day, and this will be a rant probably too, but like no matter what, there's action. Like on every play, like a missed shot, there's nothing, or like a
Yeah.
pitch, there's nothing. But like they're hitting, and then they
Yeah.
can replay what's happened on the backside. There's people running into each other full speed. The
Yeah.
ball's running. No matter what, there's something to watch, and then replay, and then another play. And then, 15, 20 seconds off, replays another play. It's just nonstop, really quality action. It's
Yeah.
really cool to see. And
Yeah.
I feel like watching it from the stands, you just don't see all that. But
Yeah.
basketball, you can kind of see what's going
For
on
sure.
for every play, everybody.
Oh, yeah, especially when a box on that, like,
yeah,
mid-level
so you
box.
got, 6 or 7 people to watch it around
Would
the ball.
courtside be cooler or a box? Depends who's in a box with you.
I think courtside would be pretty cool for anybody. Just
that
to
would be
see those, they're like,
ridiculous. Imagine Game 7 courtside.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Jackie Nicholas, get in with him.
Yeah.
All right, okay, Lucas.
Yeah.
Would you rather stub your toe on your child's toy or have your finger jammed while playing sports? I've done both a lot.
Me too. So I would say either stub your toe or like step directly on top of it of the toy. Hurts
Either-
really bad.
yeah,
That
just-
almost hurts worse than stubbing
Would you
your
rather
toe.
have your foot make uncomfortable contact with a toy or jam your finger playing sport?
Yeah, regardless, the answer to me is the toy. Like, jam your finger playing sports freaking hurts.
It does.
And it can put you out for a while depending on the severity of it. Like, I remember, like, before my redshirt freshman year of basketball in college, we I was so dumb, but we did we played football in in the college grounds like the day before training camp started, and
Played tackle football?
not tackle,
Okay,
not
but
tackle, but still, and like with big grown men,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fun, but I was only like 7 yards away, and the quarterback slung like a 57-mile-an-hour thing at me, and it was behind me, and I caught it wrong on my thumb, and my thumb hurt for like 2 weeks, and I had to like tape my thumb.
You
I
didn't
couldn't
tell
even.
your coach, did you?
It was like, what's wrong with your thumb? And I had to like lie. I couldn't say I was like playing football the day before, so that was frustrating. That hurt so bad.
Yeah, don't do that.
What about you?
Catch
What's
with your
answer?
hands. Yeah, probably the toy. It hurts worse, but I feel like, but then it goes away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jam fingers. We've done it. Playing football and basketball. Done it a million freaking times.
Oh, it hurts.
There's
hurts
ways.
so
There's
bad.
ways to do it where you can kind of like pull it out, loosen it up, and it's not too bad. But yeah, it can jam pretty bad.
Oh, it's the worst.
You're spraining your ligaments. Is what a
yeah,
jam is.
it's crazy seeing like with basketball, it happens a lot. Like you catch it wrong, and Drake, my son, has had it a couple times now, and like the first time. Imagine your first time.
You don't know what's going on. You think
it's
you
so
think you just broke-
wild.
yeah.
He like freaks out. He's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't blame him. Like that must be.
Well,
weird.
and remember that I remember I can't like do it, but specifically that sound,
Oh,
like when it hits
yeah.
like whatever that it hits it, and you can hear it before you feel it. You're like, ooh.
It's bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been there, done that. All right, this was a fun episode, kind of a little bit random. We go live every Wednesday, Friday on YouTube and Facebook and X, and then the recordings obviously are on YouTube. We break up some of the segments on YouTube so you can watch the whole hour and a half, or you can watch just the 20-minute segments. And then obviously on the podcast platforms, these get dropped the next day. So make sure to support us. If you see something you like, comment on it, like on it. If you hear something you like, give us a rating, review, share with a friend. We really enjoy doing this, and we'd like to do this more, and the more people we reach, the more enjoyable it is for us. So if you had any fun with this, laughing, learning, thinking we're stupid, making fun of us, we're good with that. I mean, Lucas is the co-host, so obviously there's some stupid things said. Share it with a friend. Yep. All right, we are tied right now. Let's go shoot our baskets.
Let's do it.
So if you're watching, if you're listening, this is horrible, but we shoot our outlines into the trash can from about 10, 12 feet away. We are tied 5-5 because I closed my eyes. With Matt Lucas, we're not going to do a jump shot. Jump and shoot halfway there.
Yeah. Nice. 2 buckets. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Thanks for listening to today's episode. We hope you got some major value from our conversation. If you love what you learn, make sure you like, rate, review the show, and help us spread the word by telling a friend.
If you'd like to learn more about working with me inside one of my programs, we'll have those links in the show notes, along with all our social media handles, so you connect with us there for free. If there's a real estate question you'd like us to answer, feel free to send us a message, and we'll cover it in an upcoming show.